Good afternoon. ABC 13 is tracking dangerously cold temperatures. We're talking in the teens. Right now, you're taking a look at a frozen fountain in Philadelphia, the scene around much of the country today. Let's go to meteorologist Melissa Lefevre for the latest. Thanks, Melissa. Wicked winter weather continues to plague the country. ABC's Ryan Burrow has more on how the cold blast is impacting Americans. Now, whether it's your car or your plumbing, Mother Nature can ruin your budget. Plumbers say they see it every winter season, frozen pipes costing you and local business owners thousands of dollars in repairs. Temperatures are expected to drop into the teens over the next few nights, so they say the time is now to protect your indoor and outdoor pipes.
You always want to leave your little cabinets and stuff like that open just a little bit. That way it keeps a little heat in there.
And as for your car, it's recommended you check your fluids, use fresh antifreeze, filling it up on gas, and keeping an eye out on your tires. You should also do a walk around, making sure your lights are working, and replace any burned out bulbs. And Melissa, a big part of that cold is the wind. You're tracking the wind chills for us right now too. Thanks, Melissa. And if you want to stay up to date on this frigid air, you can download our ABC 13 News app. Download it to your smartphone, then sign up for push alerts so you can stay in the loop while you're on the go. An update now, a fire at a church in Henry County rekindled overnight with fury. Right now, you're looking at the new images of the blaze from our ABC 13 news crew who was on the scene this morning at the Antioch Christian Church in Spencer. As our crews were leaving, they say fire crews had gotten the flames out and there was just smoke billowing at the scene. The fire marshal says the church is destroyed and it is now ruled as accidental. New at noon, Vincent police are investigating an armed robbery that happened last night. They say two men walked into Alvaro's Market on Walnut Avenue just before 10, both wearing masks. Police say they had handguns and demanded money. One man, they say, had a tattoo on his face. Both ran off with some cash, no word on how much. The clerks were not hurt. If you know anything, you're asked to call police. Right now, traffic is running smoothly along Interstate 581 near Exit 3 in Roanoke. A crash around 5:30 this morning closed the exit for more than an hour. The driver went to the Roanoke Memorial Hospital, but we don't know how bad the injuries are. Police are investigating and charges are pending. And Republican Roy Moore is refusing to accept defeat in the Alabama Senate race. His opponent Doug Jones narrowly beat him to be Alabama's next senator. Overnight, Moore filed a last-minute complaint claiming election fraud. But Alabama's Secretary of State is denying that request until a thorough investigation can take place. Jones will be sworn in by Vice President Mike Pence as the state's first Democratic senator in 25 years. And happening today, Don Sloan will be sworn in as Lynchburg sheriff. Sloan was previously chief deputy and was endorsed by prior sheriff Ron Gillespie. Sloan beat Sergeant John Romano for the position earlier this year. The Bedford County Sheriff's Office wants to make sure you're armed with information. Tonight, they are putting on a free program to teach you about the opioid epidemic, identity theft, and survival in terrorist or shooting situations. The Protect Your Family program is tonight at 6 o'clock at the Manita Smith Mountain Lake Library. It's free and open to the public, and while the parents are learning from experts, there will be a movie night going on for the kids. Now it's almost kickoff time for both the Hokies and Cavalier football teams in their bowl games. Virginia Tech plays later today in Orlando. Virginia plays Navy in the Military Bowl at 1:30, and that's where we're going to find Dave Walls in Annapolis. Cold one out there, Dave. How are fans holding up, and how are you staying warm out there? And game day is here for the Hokies too. Virginia Tech takes on Oklahoma State tonight at 5:15 in the Camping World Bowl down in Orlando. Sports director Dennis Carter's in the Sunshine State. Dennis, what will the Hokies have to do in order to pull out the victory in this one? Good afternoon. ABC 13 is tracking cold temperatures, and we begin with some must-see video out of New Hampshire. The combination of sub-zero temperatures and biting winds can freeze boiling water pulled out of a pot before it hits the ground. The area is forecast to see wind chill values as low as 35 degrees below zero. Now, thankfully, we're not going to get that cold, but meteorologist Melissa Lefevre is tracking temperatures in the teens. Melissa, when are we finally going to maybe get out of the 20s, maybe even into the 30s? Several fire departments battled a fire on Charlemont Road in Bedford County near Sedalia, just off State Route 122 this morning. Now, just in the last hour, fire crews were able to get the fire under control. According to the Forest Volunteer Fire Department, at least 6 agencies responded to this house fire, where the 911 caller reported seeing flames coming from the attic. The Forest Volunteer Fire Department reported seeing heavy fire and sent more crews to the scene. They said crews were in attack mode and had issues with the fire hydrants being frozen. No word on any injuries. We are continuing to follow this story. And we're also staying on top of the breaking news out of New York City. A deadly 4-alarm fire has taken at least 12 lives, including 4 children. Officials are calling this the worst fire the city has seen in 25 years. ABC's Linda Lopez has more from the scene. An update now on that fire at the Red Roof Inn in Stanton. The fire is now out. According to a tweet from the Red Cross Virginia seen here, they're helping more than 50 residents and first responders on the scene. Using our social media partner Banjo, one person writes, "My heart is still pounding after being woken up by sirens. We then got dressed and grabbed our things as the fire moved to our building." She continues in another post saying everyone is okay but still shaken. Take a look at this picture posted by Justin of the flames going through the roof as fire crews work to put out that 3-alarm fire. No word on the cause right now. And we have new details this noon about a moped accident that sent 2 people to the hospital. Roanoke police say a van and moped collided at the intersection of Cove Road and Fresno Street around 6:30 last night. The moped driver, a 17-year-old man, was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Another teen was riding on the back of the moped and was taken to the hospital as a precaution. The driver of the van, 66-year-old Melvin Trent, is charged with DUI. Lynchburg police say one man is now in custody after a standoff. LPD was at the scene at Pawnee Drive last night trying to serve an outstanding warrant to Zachary Lee Sprouse. Lieutenant Danny Couch says information led them to the house around 3 Thursday afternoon, but it took until just after 7:30 to get him out and take him into custody. According to the Lynchburg Adult Detention Center website, Sprouse was wanted for contempt of court, failure to appear, and revocation of suspended sentence and probation. Now, teaching children about gun safety. That's what one company in Lynchburg is doing to make sure your child knows what to do if they find an unsecured weapon. Marco Galbraith with T4 Tactics says kids are finding guns everywhere and not being told what to do. So his company is holding an event in January teaching kids what to do and what not to do. Experts say it all starts with responsible gun ownership, especially with adults.
Somebody's natural reaction when they pick up a gun that's not trained is finger on the trigger and they point it everywhere. So we don't even use a real gun or fake gun in the training. We just have fun and teach them, if you see one, here's what you do.
They'll get certificates for completing the course. The class is limited, so you may want to sign up now. President Donald Trump sat down with the New York Times Thursday at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. ABC's Gloria Rivera is in Washington with some of the highlights. You can now take a survey for the proposed center at Smith Mountain Lake. They want to gauge your interest for a venue that could provide space for everything from education to performing arts, business seminars, and tourism events. It only takes 5 minutes to fill out this survey. You can be anonymous, but if you want to put your email address, you are put into a drawing to win a $50 Visa gift card. The survey is open until February 12th. Head to WSET.com for a link to this survey. Just look for this story. Designated drivers, what vehicles some police officers will be using to make sure some people get home safely from New Year's festivities.